everyone. It's Sarah. Welcome to Unmuzzled. I'm your host, Sarah Lauk. I appreciate you all being here. In a second, I'm going to have Ava Dorsey on from Ava's Pet Palace. And I can't wait to talk to her. I've known her actually for a long time, probably even before she even realizes that I've known her. But she and her mom have done incredible work. And honestly, Ava is an inspiration to anybody that really is a business owner or wants to make a dream come true. And sometimes those dreams start very early on, and we will see that with her. Before we get there, presenting sponsors. Thank you so much to our presenting sponsors. Canine Cruise is the place to take your pet. They offer dog and cat boarding, dog daycare, pet retail, and mindful day school. With over 12,000 square feet of indoor space and a spacious yard, they're the one-stop shop for professional pet care in Chicago. Bark Pouch makes mess-free lickable treats for a delightful time with your dogs. Reward good greetings, treat calm table manners, or enjoy a walk together with their easy-to-use pouch. With 5 irresistible all-human-grade recipes in 2 sizes, even picky pups find a favorite. One gentle squeeze and a quick lick of Bark Pouch treats, and you'll enjoy amazing attention even when you're wearing gloves. Hopefully we're out of winter soon, though. Kiki's Corner Natural Pet Foods in downtown Winfield, just a block south of CDH Hospital on the railroad tracks. Kiki's has all your food and health aid needs for dogs and cats. Kiki's Corner for a healthy, happy pet. I wish you guys could see what's going on when that's rolling, because my light fell and then I realized that the graphic at the beginning was wrong. So I'm like, okay, mental note, I need to fix that. Anyway, Ava, welcome to Unmuzzled.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I was like researching and looking at like interviews. I'm like, oh, she's like better than me. Like she's a professional. She's used to being on TV. In front of the public, on Pawdcast. You have really done it all. But thank you for being here, first of all. And yes, I know you because of the work that I do with Live Like Rue Foundation. And early on, when I started Live Like Rue, you actually donated treats for our cancer care packages, and which was so nice. And then even recently, you guys devoted a month to us in a Give Back Month, and we so appreciate that. So you are how old right now?
I'm 16 years old.
Right. And this vision of having dog treats, and actually you have much more now than dog treats. It started when you were only 6, and then it came to be when you were 8. So tell me what happened when you were age 6.
So when I was 6, I actually drew this business plan, we call it a business plan. I called it my business plan when I had first drew it, but it was a picture of a palace, and it was basically like something for animals. It was everything for animals. It was a like animal daycare, animal restaurant, like animals running free, basically just like this grand place for animals. And about 2 years later, when I was 8, was when we officially started Ava's Pet Palace. Me and my parents, we started by making treats in our kitchen, doing little craft shows around the area. We started with a few different recipes, and it took a while to get to our recipes where we did want to make sure that we had the organic, limited ingredients. That's something that we've always wanted to focus on. Ever since I was young, that's something that I've been very, I guess I would say, conscious of. My family is very health focused, and I knew I wanted to do something that was good for animals, also that they could enjoy. And that ended up being Ava's Pet Palace. These are on the screen, our cheese, peanut butter, and then banana. And those are actually our 3 original recipes. So when we had first started, those were the ones that we were making in the house.
So how, like, I just want to know, how does this start in your kitchen? Like, are your parents basically like, okay, go for it, like, see what you can do? I know that your mom and your entire family is integral in all of your success. I mean, I know that you attribute it to them too, but how do you go about even like thinking about what you're going to put in the treats?
It took a while for us to actually figure out, what, animals could eat, what was safe for them to eat, what they would like eating. That was a very big one. We wanted to make sure what we were making was good for animals, but something that they also would enjoy. It took a lot of research, a lot of, doing just a lot of like passing out treats around the neighborhood. I remember when we first started, that was something that we were doing a lot. We would go around the neighborhood and, have the dogs try our treats. Our family dog, his name was Rock, and he was actually our first taste tester for Ava's Pet Palace. He tried our first ever recipe, and really from there we started to. I would just say we started to like expand on that. And once we found like the base for the treats, after that it was just like making those even better.
Think too, like one thing that attracted me to them initially was just like the color. Because I think a lot of times you see dog treats and it's like a lot of neutrals, or there's a dog on the package, but it's like that pink like screams at you,
Yeah,
the pink and the
my
yellow.
favorite
Like
color.
it's like yeah, it's like hello, like look at me. And I'm sure like that part of the business plan, because you want the treats to be perfect, right? You want every dog to love your treats. But
Yeah,
the branding and the way that things look is just as important to somebody that doesn't know your brand, right? You want them to
yeah,
see now you're in Target. You want them
yes,
to be in Target,
yeah,
like looking at the treats and be like, okay,
yeah.
I'm going to try these.
Hmm.
So how did you kind of come up with that? I know you said pink is your favorite color, but how did you come up with kind of
Yes.
the branding and the fonts and everything?
So we've gone through a lot of different rebrandings and like different packagings, and just a lot of different like figuring out what was right for the business. Our first ever, I would say, like the way we would sell the treats was actually in these little jars, and those are the ones that we would take to shows. These glass or like the mason jars. I think we then switched over to little like boxes. They were like little pink cartons, and then we had our first actual like treat bag, which was this gold bag, and we were like putting the stickers on the bags for each one and filling them up ourselves still. Back in I think it was around 2020, 2021, when we kind of grew a little bit more on social media. A company reached out to us and they really helped us rebrand like our entire, I would say, image of like, what we want to be. I say seen, like known as, and it really did help. Their company is phenomenal, and like that's the name. They are phenomenal as well, but like that's also their company name, and they really did help us with packaging, and I really believe that like makes a very big like difference, is very important, especially in the pet industry, making sure that your packaging is something appealing to the eyes, also that's cute, especially now, with everything changing with I would say more like modern people like want more, or like I would say the pet industry is moving towards more modern packaging, and yeah.
Really, I mean, really modern everything. Really, if you think about it, so
Yes.
it's kind of we're
Yeah.
almost like ahead of that curve, which is remarkable. So you obviously are not packaging these in your kitchen anymore. How difficult was it? And I'm gonna assume probably it might have been more difficult for your mom to let go a little bit, like say, okay, we're growing at a pace where
Yeah.
we need more than you just cooking treats. But how
Yeah.
how hard was that for you and her to kind of let people in to help?
We it was definitely challenging. It took a while to find the right co-packer and everything. We were ready for that for ever since the, I would say, a little bit of like a blow up on like back during quarantine. We had been looking for someone to help make the treats. It had gotten to be a little bit too much. Previous like to then, we were making a few orders a month, and we were still buying little bags of oat flour, brown rice flour, like single bananas, and really just making the treats like for one bag of treats, just like one batch. It did get very difficult to keep up with that when all those orders came in. We had around 2,000 orders come in within 2 days. That was a very big change for us. We had to make a lot of changes very, very fast in order to fulfill them. And after that, that was when we really decided, and like really like started talking about like more serious about getting help and finding help with someone packing the treats. But we were ready for it. so we can focus on other things. Especially now, we want to be able to focus on social media and all these amazing opportunities to grow Ava's Pet Palace in different ways and meeting more people. So
Yeah, I mean, so I now own two businesses, and I will say that moment where you realize, okay, like this is bigger than what I can do
yeah,
is it. Number one, like usually, like I'm exhausted, right? Like I'm tired. Like I'm walking
yeah,
dogs all the time. I'm constantly like moving, and I'm like, okay, like this has
yeah,
grown bigger than what I thought was going to be. And not that pet care is a side hustle, but like my dog walks were to be
mhm,
just, kind of like a part-time job, and now it's blown up. So I think it is
mhm.
hard to kind of say, and it's really hard to trust people, because what you have
Yes,
is your baby. So it's very hard to,
yes,
to bring in somebody and say, hey, I need help.
yeah,
For you, I know,
mhm,
social media, which you just mentioned, what it can do to a brand or a product with, TikToks and reels, and all it
yep,
takes is one person to post something for you to
mhm,
blow up. And I think that that says a lot. But then when you see your package at Target, what
yeah,
is that like for you to see you're in a store like that?
yeah.
What is that moment like for you?
Um, it still feels very like it's very crazy. Every time we go into Target, we always make sure to make our way back to the pet treat section. It felt so the first time that we ever went and we took some pictures in Target, a few videos with the treats. It felt very was surreal. I would say very just like I don't know. I mean, we've been working a lot these past few years. We've been working very hard, especially my mom. She's our only like full-time employee. I'm in school still. So it was just it was amazing to see. I don't know, I felt very proud in that moment, just very proud of what we were able to accomplish with Ava's Pet Palace. It felt crazy. I'll say it like that. It felt very just like, wow, that we were able to, take Ava's Pet Palace, which started from us making treats in the kitchen, rolling treats on our cutting board with like rolling pins, and then having the products in Target. It was a pretty cool feeling. I will say that.
Yeah, and I feel like you're so humble, but I do have to ask, does your mom like need to like request paid time off from you, or how does that work? I mean, she's your employee. How does that work? I want to know.
um, we, my mom, so we try, I don't know how to say it. It's a very different dynamic, having or like being in like a family business, especially in high school, as a teenager. We do, try to find a lot or like different opportunities to do things away from the business because it can get very consuming, which I love working on Ava's Pet Palace and doing things for business. But you do need those breaks sometimes and to just have that, family connection outside of business. So we really do try to make sure that we still keep our relationship good outside of Ava's Pet Palace. Um, yeah, and that does help like within the business as well because we're able to work better. We live all in the same households, so we have meetings whenever. It makes it. I will say it's makes it easier to communicate with each other, but also just like that dynamic of with school and just like personal life and like business. It can get a little bit uh I don't know what the right word is. A little bit just like intertwined, like just like put together, mushed together, maybe.
What do you think is, if you think day to day? Okay, so don't think like
Mhm.
long term. What is the
Yeah,
toughest part? Is it, going to school and then trying to manage? Obviously, you got your mom right there, but it's a lot. Like
yeah.
you're doing a lot, especially with school.
Yeah, I will say it is like being at school and then like coming home and when there's things to do, like I'll be very tired sometimes, it's been a long day, but um still having to work on it with or like business stuff, which like I said, I love doing. But it can get a little bit tiring sometimes and just a little bit um overwhelming at times, especially towards the end of the school year. I will say that like right now is a time that's very like packed full of stuff with school stuff and then different business things. And just yeah, I would say that I've been trying to manage my time better, find the balance between the two? That's a question that I get a lot, like how am I able to balance everything? And I don't even really have an answer. I'm working on it every single day. Little things that, I try to do each day to make it a little bit easier and smoother.
Yeah, it's a kind of smart business advice is, to take some time for yourself. Do you know how to drive yet? Do you have your license?
I have my permit. I'm finishing up my hours, so I'll be able to get my license this hopefully within the next 3 months. But yeah, I've had my permit for about I don't know, I think 8 months, a few months now. I'm not sure exactly, but a few months.
Can you kind of think of like the best piece of business advice that, I know you've been doing this a long time at 16. That sounds so funny. I mean, I literally just started my first business in like 2016, but do you have like a piece of advice for somebody, maybe as old as me
Yeah.
or young like you that you would give to somebody that has this like dream or like wants to try something and see if it sticks?
I will say to make sure whatever it is that you want to pursue and do, to make sure it's something that you're passionate about. That is very, very important. Making sure that it's something that you like doing. There will be times that it will get hard. There'll be a lot of bumps in the road, but being able to fall back on like that passion and working towards what you want to achieve, that is very important. Just making sure you have, why you're doing what you're doing, not just doing it because, you may want to do it. You just I don't know. I don't know how to say it exactly. You just need to have that passion because times will get tough and, being able to have that will help you, remember why you started and, to be able to help you continue on your path.
I love that. So when Live Like Rue had a marathon team this year, we made all these like funny signs about running. They're like at mile 20, so they're like, okay, let's just get this over
Yeah.
with. But it was that somebody had a sign and it said like, remember your why. Like, and I love that because like, why are
Yes.
you running this marathon? Why
Yep.
are you doing this business? Like, and if you know and love what you do passionately, it will
Mhm.
never feel like work, even on the tough days. So I
Yes.
really do think
I
your piece of
completely
advice.
agree.
I'll take that to heart. That's great. That's great advice. Ava, you have been a great guest. Do you want to
Thank
tell
you.
anybody anything else and things you have coming up? I know if you're in Chicagoland, they always are at the best events. They're at a lot of events that we're at,
Yes.
including the Bosley's Christmas event, which I
Hmm.
think that's where I saw you at last. So anything else that you want to promote though right now?
Just that our treats are in Target now. So if you are in we are in the Midwest area Targets. So if you have a Target near you, make sure you go and try to check them out. But I would say that's all.
You're doing amazing things. And I just wanted to thank you because I know you guys give back a lot. I think these businesses that give back, especially to the community and to nonprofits, it means so much to us, obviously, for animals going through a cancer diagnosis to have your
Yeah.
treats in our care packages. It means so much to us. So thank you,
Yeah.
Ava. I really appreciate
Of
you being
course.
on, and I hope that you have a great night.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Ava Dorsey, everybody. Please go check them out. I mean, these companies that give back, they mean so much to especially a charity like us. I mean, we spend a lot of money on treats. Not everything gets donated. So things like that go a long way. And I really important for our followers at Live Like Rue and people that listen to this podcast to support these small businesses, especially somebody that started a business plan at age 6. How can you not love that? Supporting sponsors, thank you. Thank you so much to our supporting sponsors. Give the gift of joy and memorable moments of furry loved ones with a gift card from Kimberly Kingan Photography. For more details, please visit her website at kimberlykingan.com or contact her directly at her email, kimberly@kimberlykingan.com. The Canine PT is Chicago's highest rated dog physical therapy clinic, and they're dedicated to enhancing the lives of your four-legged companions as they age or when recovering from an injury. They also offer a discount for rescue dogs. For more information, visit thek9pt.com. That's THEK9pt.com. Anything is Plausible is Chicago's premier dog training company.
They offer group classes for every stage of your dog's life and have a talented team of behavior specialists to work through any issues that need modification using positive reinforcement. Check out Anything is Pausable. Liz Starks at Guaranteed Rate. Check with Liz for the absolute best mortgage options. She helps when others can't and even calls it rescue loans. Buyers, sellers, investors, give Liz a call. She can lend in all 50 states. NMLS number 224526.
Thank you, sponsors. The show does not exist without you. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. I'll see you next week.